Good afternoon, everyone. How are we on this beautiful spring Tuesday? I hope that you're doing really well. I'm just going to get comfortable and wait for you to come in. And when you do come in, please say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. It's lovely to know which part of the world you're in. Hello to two of you. Now, let's hope that Facebook is going to be well behaved today, and let me see your comments. I might have to get my phone, so please just bear with me a moment. I'm sorry, but it was in another room because I've just finished a healing session with a beautiful lady. Aha, yes, we do have it working. Awesome. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Jenny from Melbourne. How you doing down there in Melbourne town, people? I hope it's a sunshiny day. Now I have to get myself comfy again and see what I can... Sarah, hello. Welcome on today. So let me see. Before we get into anything... your side of the place, Jenny from London, UK, welcome, big welcome to everybody, and Letitia from Melbourne. I can see that there's more of you there. It'd be great for you to say hello if you don't mind. We'd really appreciate that. Let's see what's going on. Mia from New Zealand, how do you do? Lovely to have you on today. Sunshine, Melbourne. Oh, very nice, Zita. How you doing? Got some sunshine in Melbourne. It'll lift everybody up a little bit. So, in Queensland, hi Kat. Lovely to see you from sunny Queensland. Now then, before I get underway with having a look at you all, I'm just going to, hello Kat, do a little bit of, and from Perth, Janice, hello. Which part of Perth are you in, Janice? On a beautiful sunshiny day over here, isn't it? Because guess what, Janice? I'm in Perth too. Let's have a little bit of a chat about things before I get underway with what I'm going to bring for you today. Crystal, you've just come in from NZ. Welcome. Lovely to have you here. Are you North or South Island, Crystal? When you come into these lives, what is it that you would really like to experience? What is it that draws you here? Iluka, oh, just up the road. Janice, that's awesome. What is it that draws you into the lives? You know, quite often we have something that we would really like to experience, something that perhaps we want to know, or we're curious what it is. Country Victoria. Oh, does he, Lisa? That's lovely. Country Victoria, ever so beautiful over there. Do you know which part of Perth he's in, Lisa? Is in the north or south? We have quite a thing here about south and north. We say that the air's better in the north. North Island, lovely. So, thank you, Samantha. Spiritual guidance. So I want to have a little bit of a conversation around all this spiritual stuff today and find out what you like most about it, where it fits into your life. What do you do with spiritual guidance? Thanks, Jenny. Hi, Julie. Fremantle. Oh, lucky him, Lisa. That's a beautiful part of Perth. So we've got so many different facets of spiritual stuff, right? A bit like England. Yes, Janice. We have so many different things in the world of spiritualism, spiritualist. Someone asked me recently, because I reference God and I work with archangels and angels, am I religious? No, definitely not. And this lady that was asking me is a big churchgoer, which is absolutely fine. Hello, Anne. Where are you coming in from, please? And she was surprised, and she said, so you just have a knowing. You don't go to church, you just have a knowing. And I said, I have a very deep relationship with God. Oh, really, Zita? Well, when you speak to Julia, please say hello to her. That's awesome. Small world, hey. Struggle a lot with anxiety. I'm always looking for reassurance, especially fertility. Oh, I see, Crystal. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yes, Kat, I am. I'm a natural spirit medicine woman. I'm born with the abilities that I have to be able to see between the realms, to be able to connect with spirit, and to be able to do healing. So I was born with these gifts, and they have grown tremendously over my life. And I've been in service to people for over 38 years now. As I've grown, as have my gifts. And I call them gifts because, thank you, Zeta, because they are a privilege. They're not a right, they're not a demand, they're a privilege. Regional Vic, hi Angie Marie from out there. And I take the privilege of having. Oh, wow, Janice. Whoa, you're really singing my song there. Um, I take my gifts as a tremendous privilege and a tremendous honour, not something to be disrespected nor misused. Christy, that's a deadly operation. I do know that I would be having that if it was a deadly operation, and actually that's something I do want to talk about today. Janice has said, I love to work with angels and within nature and really hoping to connect more with elementals and nature spirits. Oh, Janice, you would love my Earth and Soul bush retreat. That's exactly what I did with the people that attended that, was taught them how to connect with elementals and nature spirits. Edward, hello. Welcome in from the greater part of Canada at some midnight hour. So working with elementals and nature spirits is simply divine. Everything about the spiritual world, the true spiritual world, is very divine. But, you know, there is the polarity, right? There is the dark and there is the light. When you live in the light and you are embraced in the light, the dark can never get you. Doesn't mean it doesn't try, because it sure does. But we must always have that polarity. And within you, there is polarity. Fear, love. So anytime that you are in a place of anxiety, you are in a place of fearing about something that might happen, you are in the dark. Now, there's been a lot of, thank you, Janice. Love you to be there. It was so much fun. And watching the expression on the ladies that came and the gentlemen as they discovered the elementals and the nature spirit was just so heartwarming. Oh, I've got a few more elementals. Lovely Kelly Marie. Oh, wow, really? You'll have to do a retreat with me, Kelly Marie, and you can show how you sculpt and bring them through, and we can do some great conversations there. Yes, Kathleen, they are an absolute honour and not something to be shirked, disrespected or misused. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, lovely to you. So working with the dark side of you now, you know, in this supposed time of greater awakening and consciousness, there's all this focus on the dark night of the soul. Oh, yes, Kat. American Indians, I sure do. Oh, wow. And it's your family heritage. I was just about to say, had the privilege of being a spirit medicine woman in Native American Indians in a past life. Thanks, Kelly. I would love to too. We'll have to have a chat. Let's set up a Zoom time to have a chat about your work and how we can bring more of that magic to people, because at the end of the day, you know, when we understand more about ourselves, when we understand more about our healing abilities and the joys in the life, is where we get to live a soulful life. So it's so lovely to connect with more of you who are in the same sort of realm, if you like, as myself. It's a real pleasure. Thank you. Going to do a course for a weekend or a couple of weeks on becoming psychic. I'm really going to put my head on the chopping block today, but it's just another day. Going off to learn to become psychic. One of the gorgeous ladies, Kat, we all have gifts, just need to discover what they are. We could have a good conversation about that. It really depends on what you've signed up for, and we don't actually call in our gifts when we're going to be of service to humanity or service to the world. It is driven by the divine. So the divine presence, divine light, calls us into service. We don't demand and be in service by what we want. That's ego, and that is also part of the human conditioning, looking for acceptance, looking for a place to be. And I most welcome your comments back. I wish I could sit with you all and have a great chat. So I'm going to have to keep up with your feedback here as it zooms by. Yes, Crystal, that's a great way to know that you're aligned. Anything that fascinates you about something usually is because you've got something from a past life or something that you have brought with you from a higher dimension, depending on what level your soul is at. Yes, Sandra, I certainly do. I do work with animals. I hear them, I see them the same as I do the spirit of a human being. I would hope that she will come through. I invite her to, Sandra, and hello Melanie, thank you. Invite her to come through so that she can speak to you. I've had the most beautiful experiences with pets, including my own, but when I've done readings for people, it's so lovely to see them. And you know, they stay with us. Like our loved ones, our pets stay with us for quite a long time, and they also come back to see us and make sure that we're okay. They will also send another pet. Some people would say it's the animal that has reincarnated. We could have a bit of a chat about that and see if that's so. But quite often they will bring another pet through for you to help heal your heart and to take away the grief. Good morning, Amanda. Yeah, Sandra. She is sure to be very nearby. Sadly, last week there was a lady whose horse was at the vet's, and I was able to see the horse right away, and the horse had a major blockage in its bowel, but it just needed to have that removed because there wasn't any reason for it to suffer. Meaning that the blockage was not cancer, it wasn't a tumour or anything, it was really just a bound up. But the vets went ahead and she's here right now and put that horse down, which was very unfortunate. So something that I wanted to talk to you about that is really dear to my heart is healing. And the way that we experience pain, the way that we experience discord in our lifetime while we're here. Because at the end of the day, who wants to live in pain? You know, you didn't come to this world to have disease, to be ill all the time. You came to this world to have the human experience and all the wealth of experience that brings. So I mentioned the dark night of the soul, that is a bit of a bandwagon in the spiritual realm of things, which seems to be the way that it goes. And as I said, having been born with my gifts, and this has been my life service all my life, repeatedly, because each time I want to retire, I get sent back to do more work in different obviously in different forms that I've been here before. But watching the rise of the consciousness and the way things have gone in these last few years, there's always little catchwords, catchphrases, and it's because people are just so easily distracted and they've got the shiny syndrome, shiny object syndrome going on, and also living in a lot of anxiety, overwhelm, and fear. When in fact, if your foundations of faith, hope, trust, your foundations of you aligned to your soul were your focus and were how you live, then you wouldn't have that shiny object syndrome, and life would be healed so much easier, so much easier. For those of you who haven't met me before, and I see a number of new people, I'm delighted to have you here. Hi Diana, welcome. I began, if you like, in my healing hat as a nurse. And the things that I experienced as a nurse in seeing the different ways that people healed and people with the same issue having different issues in their healing path was one of the things that have really assisted me in the third dimensional world with helping people understand healing. So combining the knowledge of the systemised world, as I call it, and the gifts that I've been honoured, privileged to be granted once again in a lifetime, brings me to a greater understanding of the soul, of our spirit, of how we drive our life or not. So in the Soul Mastery Collective this morning, I was talking about the fundamentals of bodyworks. And one of the areas that are so important when you're learning about yourself is your posture. And something that is very disturbing these days is to see the number of parents that give their children screens, and now with the education system bringing screens in for children, worst thing out for children with ADHD, children with anxiety, children with Down syndrome, children with all sorts of, issues. A screen is the worst thing to give them, but it's even worse for bodyworks, system works, and healing because of the way it shuts off the chakras, shuts off all of the receptors of the body for receiving energy and being able to drive energy through the body. So using kids that are given screens all the time by their parents, be it a phone, an iPad, a TV or a computer or whatever, worst thing out for them, and they're actually going to have tremendous difficulty with anxiety, overwhelm, behavioural issues, anger management or anger issues, not able to be resilient emotionally. So it's the worst thing that has happened in my lifetime. It's the worst thing that's happened when it's come down to health and wellness and well-being. Jenny has a lovely comment here. I mean, dog died, connected, leave me very deep sad. Oh, Jenny, my heart goes out to you. And the thing about our animals, do you all know what it is that they bring to us, what they bring to teach us? It's the one thing humans most often fail at. Oh, that's a harsh word, isn't it? We've got to be so careful with our words these days. Thank you very much, Debbie. Yes, I'm very proudly old school nurse and very proud to have been. What is it that our animals bring to us? Does anybody know what they teach us? And it's something that majority of people struggle to understand and struggle to know throughout their life, often have to come back and do it again. So I'll wait and see if you know what it is. Being able to connect with your animals, being able to stay united with them after they've gone is exactly the same as you would do to be connected to your loved ones who have gone from this world. Try again, Jenny. Try again, Melanie. Yes, Amanda. Clever girl. Amanda got it. Unconditional love. That is what our animals come into our life to teach us. It is what nature teaches us. But when we have animals that become part of our life and become part of our family, their greatest gift to us and the lessons, the experience they bring to us is unconditional love. So I was talking about, yes, that word, pure love, beautiful. I was talking about the dark night of the soul and all this carry on in the spiritual hoo-ha, especially the woo-woos about the dark night of the soul. And they're saying that, you know, this is a time of ascension of the soul. It's a release for the soul and all that sort of thing. But the fact is, yes, Jenny, ever so much. Any time that we have some kind of blockage in our life, so if you're anxious, if you're in pain, you're fearful, you've got IBS, endometriosis, blood pressure problems, skin problems, digestive issues, headaches, migraines, arthritis, back pain, back problems, there's a block in your life. And one of the greatest things that you're not embracing in your life is unconditional love. But here's a tougher one, unconditional acceptance. I was walking down the road coming home one day, talking to the divine as I do, and was instructed to teach unconditional acceptance. And I've got to tell you, I stopped and said, are you serious? Are you serious? Teach them unconditional acceptance. They struggle enough to deal with unconditional love, let alone unconditional acceptance. So our pets bring us that, our experiences that we have show us that we are not aligned to our soul, to our heart. It's not a dark night of the soul. It could be turned more around to it's a release of darkness in the spirit, not a dark night of the soul. So I have a very different spin on things because of my connection with God, with the archangels, and all that I have seen through nursing and experienced in my years of being a natural healer and spirit medicine woman. So when we start to want to separate things by saying, oh, well, I'm going through a dark night of the soul, we're actually creating a division within ourselves. Whereas if we were more accepting that there is something I'm out of alignment with, there's something that's not sitting true in my heart, and then immerse ourselves into that pain experience, into that sense of loss, then we retain our wholeness and we bring in the power of healing. Make sense? Good afternoon from Western Australia to Lee Gray. Welcome from Queensland. So my life's purpose is to bring you the way to understand deep healing and life healing, not band-aid healing, and not looking for ways to avoid or to be able to label something. So when we say, oh, I'm having a dark night of the soul, that's no more help than going to the doctor who gives you a label for a pain. But instead, understanding where you're at in yourself, in your life, now you're going to heal. Now you have retained your wholeness. Do you see what I mean? You see, you actually dissipate yourself and you create fractures when you start to want to box or label things to be something else. It's like having a vehicle that you can use as an excuse for where you're at. And that's just bullshit, in a word. That's naughty, isn't it? The angels swear sometimes. Let's see what Jenny's having to say. Robinson Bird up here. When I feel sad, just stay and look at me first time. That's beautiful. Animals come in spirit medicine. We connect with animal magic, animal medicine a lot. Hi, Willie. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you missed some great content here a moment ago. Me putting my head on the chopping block, Willie, about certain things. So, which really doesn't faze me, as you can see. Animals bring us tremendous messages as well. So, Jenny's just talking about seeing a Robinson bird that really connected with her. I was walking home from the store the other day and stopped to talk to a neighbour, and she said, "Oh, look, it's walking out towards your foot." And sorry, it's coming out towards your foot. And I was hoping it wasn't a snake. It's one animal I really don't like. Yes, Lee, they leave a big hole, don't they? Just amazing, especially when you're very close to them. I don't understand people that have a pet to leave it outside and it's not part of the family. I don't know why they bother. It's very cruel and mean on the pet itself because it is a living being. So, and a feeling being, by the way. When I was talking to my neighbour, what she was saying was coming out to my foot was a fair sized, fat, beautiful emerald green grasshopper. And it walked up onto my shoe. And I thought, oh, it's walking up on my shoe because of the colour of my shoe. It would like it. But it kept walking like it was going to come up my leg. Anyway, I moved and I thought, oh, it's gone. And I came home and put my bag down and ta-da, there it was still with me. So I put my hand down and it walked up on my hand and it literally sat there looking at me. So we had a conversation and I asked it what it was doing here, why it came home with me. And it was putting its feelers out, feeling energy and looking straight at me. It was awesome. So I love being able to connect with the elemental kingdom, the nature kingdom. There are so many helpers that we have here. Have you ever sat under a tree and heard the whispers of a tree? Tree spirit are amazing. And going to learn about which one's male, which one's female, is there a grandmother there? You know, these are all things that help you heal. These are all things that help you be able to live in a better vibration. I didn't say a higher vibration because that's a whole other topic. Yes, Lee, absolutely. I can resonate with that one. Too right. Thank you, Casey. Yes, they do live in the moment and their love is everlasting. Their love has no judgment, and that's why they are the teachers for us of unconditional love. Yes, and they do. They also bring a beautiful healing energy. So when you're not well, you'll find your animal wants to sit on you, be even up on your chest. They want to be really close. So when you have an animal that's gone to spirit, if you would like to call them in, the same as you would if you wanted to hear from a loved one that's gone to spirit, you would do the same thing. So you would sit yourself in a favourite place where you're really relaxed and comfortable. You might have a picture of your animal or your loved one, and a candle is always lovely. Plus a candle sends out the signal that you are in a sacred space. And it really is like a warning to the dark that they can't come now, right? Because really whenever you're going to connect with spirit, you need to understand that you have to create a space that has been blessed, it's been cleared, it's been cleansed, and it's been sanctified. Otherwise, you open yourself up to visitations from things that truly you just do not want to have visits from, and you don't want them to have any part of your life. So you would want to bless the area. Hello and welcome, Kerry. Bless and clear the area and have a lovely photo, maybe even flowers. When it was me connecting with my dog, I would bring down his collar. I would hold his collar and then put it around a candle, and anything else like his favourite ball that he and I played with a lot, played tug of war with, played Heidi with. He's a big Rottweiler, awesome dog. So I would have that there. And what this does is allows your heart to open and connect to your pet. Hi, Ailish. Open to your pet so they come in. But as I was saying, you need to be in a space that is signaling to the dark that they cannot enter. You know, once upon a time, way back in the early days, before technology, before electricity, talismans, bags of herbs, garlic, all sorts of things were used to keep away the dark. That wasn't silly wives' tales. It does work. Salt works. So when you want to connect with loved ones, when you want to connect with your pets, it's important that you have that environment that is protected and set up for you to have that beautiful union with them. And there you can really sit with them and hear them. Now, dogs and cats, giraffes and horses, yes, giraffes, birds, they all talk to you. They talk to you, and those of you who love your pets will know what I mean. Thank you, Gray. I really appreciate that, and I hope you'll come back another time. Hi, Laura. That's okay. Lovely to have you here. So you're setting up this space, but your pets can talk to you the same as I'm talking to you now. When you set up that space, you can really have a conversation with them. And when you set up a space like that, they will show you what it's like over on the Rainbow Bridge or the other side of the Rainbow Bridge. So they can take the essence of you, not your soul, but your spirit. They can take part of you over to show you what it's like for them. And then you must be back, and they must bring you back here, obviously. So LeGray, yes, love, I've put, and for everyone, thank you for asking, the Facebook link, my website address, booking links, it's all here in the information on my live. So in the live underneath, you should be able to find all the info about me and all my relevant pages. Which reminds me, we have got, do all of you know about the expo, the online global spiritual expo that's held every 6 weeks through the Spiritual Events Directory? My page for that, Gwenda Smith, Spirit Medicine Woman, I would love you to join my booth. So if you're really enjoying being with me today, the link for my booth is there. Hello, Jeanette Marie. Oh, thank you for your kisses. My link for my booth is there. So in exchange today, I'd like to ask you all if you would come across, join my page, my Facebook page, and my booth for the expo. The expo is such a hoot of a day. I do healings, I do readings, we do guidance, we have fun, all sorts of things. So please do come across to that as well. And if you would also go to my Facebook page and become a liker on there, so I can connect with you there as well. My website is different. I'm going to make some changes to it. But you can visit Heal with Gwenda and have a little bit of a tour around there. So, but thank you, Leah, I really appreciate that. So creating your space to talk to your pet and then allow yourself to have a beautiful conversation with them. Now, I will say to you, and when you do the same thing for wanting to sit and hear your loved ones, be able to see your loved ones, it is heart-wrenching. Yeah, it's beautiful, Ailish. They say that cats, you know, it's why a lot of people don't like cats, because cats can see between the worlds and they're quite magical and mystical. I have a cat now that actually appeared in my backyard when I was grieving the loss of my last dog. She was a rescue. We rescued her, and she had a really traumatic death, and it was just heartbreaking, absolutely shattering. Thank you, Janice. That would be fantastic. Yeah, it was just soul breaking as well. So connecting with her, but this little cat appeared in my backyard, and I say that he's a cross between a cat and a dog because he behaves like a dog and he behaves like a cat. Now then, back to this connecting with your loved ones and your pet. I forewarn you that it is heart-wrenching. You know, we so want to connect with our loved ones. We want to connect. Fabulous, Lay, thank you. We want to connect with them to see that they're all right. We want to connect with them because we miss them so much. And then when we put ourselves in that space of being able to welcome them in, it just breaks our heart that little bit more. For me, when my dad appeared, it was my mum and dad's anniversary, and my sisters and I thought it would be nice for Mum to have her with us. She was so heartbroken. Dad was only 57. And I know that some of you on here will have known friends or family who have passed even younger than that, and it's always awful. But we were having this lovely anniversary dinner, or lunch for Mum it was, and Dad appeared. And he showed me in his hand their wedding ring, his wedding ring. And he said he wanted me to tell Mum that he would wear that forever, because his love for her was forever. Hello, Spiritual Events Directory, catching me live. Lovely to have you here, Kay. So I'm looking at my dad, and he looked amazing. And here he is with his hand out with his gold wedding ring in the centre and asking me to pass that message to my mum. Well, oh, Amanda, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, some people do leave way too early, hey? So I was delighted to see Dad, but I was also in tears to see him because I wanted to be able to hold him. So even though I'm able to see Spirit with the greatest of ease, yes, it's you, me. When it's someone you love so much and they appear, it can just take you right back into your broken heart. And here's my dad asking me to tell my mum and to explain to her that he had his wedding ring in his hand and that he would love her forever and that he would be waiting for her. Oh, my word. The words really choked. Hello, Kylie Ann, and welcome. But you know what happened? My mum got really upset and she got angry. So there was me feeling, oh, me, all about me. There was me feeling all the heartache and the deep grief of my dad leaving, because he was my hero. He was everything to me. I didn't think that we would have another man like him in our life. So, see that some of you have met each other. That's lovely. So being able to see him and connect with him was so special, but then to give Mum that wonderful message, I thought that she would be really pleased, but she was very angry and upset. And what she was angry and upset about was that she couldn't see him, and she felt it was unfair. He was her husband. He's just your father. He was your husband, her husband, and she should be able to see him. So when you do want to connect with your loved ones and with your pets, you need to take a big, brave breath for when you do see them. It is heart-wrenching, and at the same time, it's simply amazing. So with our pets, now I want to go back to my first gorgeous lady that asked about connecting with her dog. So let me see, where have you gone? Jenny Campello. Oopsie. Jenny, I'd like you to know that, thank you, Kylie Ann. Jenny Campello, I'd like you to know that your dog would really like you to take better care of yourself. Your dog over the Rainbow Bridge is worried about you and would like you to give yourself more loving care. You know, sometimes when we love everyone else around us so much, we leave our own cup for our heart empty. And that means that we're forever chasing love and we're exhausting ourselves looking for love elsewhere. So your dog, Jenny Campello, is asking that you love yourself and be more kind to you. And that's your dog's request. So, hi Gail and welcome. Being able to connect with your cat. Now, where's my gorgeous girl that had a cat in here that's passed? I love Alicia's cat's connection to her daughter. That is just absolutely beautiful. Who had their cat here? Oh, Leah herself. Yes, you lost your cat only. Yeah. Yes, they do see each other. No, I can't find you. So let me have a look and see who's doing what here now. I'm waiting to receive messages for you and to be able to impart them across to you. So to whoever Spirit wishes to go to or requests that I go to would be good. Kat, that's beautiful. 14 years. It's that's a lovely time to be able to have had them. Oh yeah, sure does, Amanda, sure does. As a crow. Well, isn't that ironical, Lay? Isn't that ironical? A cat coming back as a crow, but it comes to your door and waits to be fed, then I think you're on the right path. Or your cat has brought the crow to you to be friends with you. And the thing about a crow, hello Lydia and welcome from Melbourne, is their freedom and also the status that a crow holds in the bird community. It's really important and indicative to you, Lay, with where you are at in yourself and where you stand in your personal power and in your strength. So have a look at the crow and think about where they are in the chain of birds. You know, they sit quite high and they are also quite mysterious and mystical. Okay, we've got lots of... Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah. Lovely to have you back. Yes, it certainly is. And coming back to the heartbreak of that, oh, Zeta, yeah, I can relate to that most definitely. Oh, nasty, Laura. Pet cemetery. You don't want that to come alive then, do you? No way. Now, Janice. Yeah. The guilt of having to put them to sleep. Okay, so for me, as a nurse, in old days, because I'm old, we had to take a vow, and our vow was to be for our lifetime. So even when we stopped nursing, our vow continued, and I lived my vow. So our vow was to maintain, uphold life at all times. So if I come across a car accident or an animal hurt, I must honour my vow, which comes quite natural to me. Oh, that's beautiful, Amanda. Yes, they certainly can land and let you know that they're there. So that's one part of the way that I sit in my life with the vow I took as a nurse. Then there is my honour to Spirit and honour to God for the work that I've been called upon to do in this world, which is also to bring healing and to honour life. And I understand that every life has its right time to go. So when we are put, oh, thank you, Sandra, you're back. Yes, I was looking for you, trying to get through to your pet. Oh, yes, Casey. So when we're put in a position of putting an animal down, we are essentially cancelling out their life. Now, it is really, really difficult to come to terms with that on the oath that I took, the vow I took, and also for my life path as a spirit medicine woman. Yes, Amanda. If they are in tremendous pain and there is no way out for them, then it is a selfless and kind thing to do. However, you must be able to connect to the soul of that animal. If I put it to you in a different way, having an abortion is the same. And did you know that you can only go through with an abortion with the approval of the soul of the child? So for anyone who has lost a baby, that'd be me too, or had an abortion, for whatever reason, there is no judgment. What I'm saying to you is it can only be done with the permission of the soul of that baby. So when we have a miscarriage, it's nothing to do with you essentially. It is the decision of the soul of that child. So when we are going to take the life of a pet, we do actually need the consent of the soul of the pet. It's a tough one, isn't it? And it is absolutely heartbreaking. Oh my Lord, Kat, I can't go there. I would so like to foster. I would love to, but it's just too heart-wrenching for me. I ask and ask Spirit, and I ask the soul of the pet to understand it is their time to go, and if it is their time to go very peacefully. I, however, was put in a horrendous situation with my 2 dogs and was left without any option of having to put them down. But here's the thing. I had the vet here and I was praying for my dog Millie, the one we rescued. I was praying for her to be healed. She had broken her back. No, I didn't say that right. The vet actually broke her back. So I was praying for her to be healed and to stay with me because I was being selfish. I didn't want to go through that heartbreak, that heartache again. She suddenly sat up with her broken back. She sat up, and at first I was that excited, but she sat up and looked straight at me and said, "Let me go." All my excitement was vanished in a heartbeat. So it was her time to go, and she asked, "Let me go." Did you know it's the same for your loved ones? When we have loved ones that are passing from this world, they know. They know when it's their time, and they need to go. Thank you, Kylie. It was horrible. Vet malpractice. So when we are sitting beside the bed of a loved one, and we don't want them to go, but it is their time, we need to be able to embrace that and let them go with all our love. The words sound cool, don't they? Oh, ever so easy. Not. Thank you, Janice. Yeah, it was horrible. A couple of years ago now, a year and a half ago now, my mother-in-law was in the process of going, and she actually asked, yes, Ailish, it is. In the gift and the curse is one of the same, so they tell us. But the heavens tell me when I say, can't you just give me a book so that I can then help help humanity and help the people that come my way? And the answer is no, you must experience it tenfold. That is the answer I get when I have been through near death, when I had a miscarriage, when I've all the different things that I've experienced. That's the answer I get, that no, I must experience it tenfold so that I can understand the humanness of it. Oh, it's a bit rough, isn't it? So when my mother-in-law was passing, she asked me to bless her because she wasn't religious at all, but she wanted to be blessed before she went, which was a tremendous honour to be asked to do. So I did bless her. But then she didn't go. And I said to her, she was now not awake, and I said to her, Joyce, you're free to go now. You can leave. And she didn't. And then Amanda, goodness me. Yeah, that's a hot topic for me, Amanda, because being a nurse and seeing the difference in the care, the lack of care, the duty of care, the negligence, the things that go wrong in surgery, that none of that kind of stuff happened when I was nursing, it's a bit of a hot topic, and I'm so sorry for your loss. So sorry, and for your daughter. Have you reached out to your partner, Amanda? I'd be more than happy to bring him through to talk to you in a private session if you would like me to do that. I used to hold evenings with G and Spirit and bring through people's loved ones, and there was never a dry eye in the room when I would have those evenings. But they're actually very exhausting and can be very heart-wrenching even for me as the channel. So especially people in like Amanda's situation or tragic deaths. Willie, thanks. So I asked Joyce, I said to her, come on Joyce, you can go now. And in the end she said to me, I don't want anyone here. I want everyone to leave. So I had to line myself up in the shooting line and tell her family that their mother had said, I want you all to go. One person, yeah, Jenny, yep, I can appreciate that, love, very much. Oh, and a rabbit, me too, goodness me, we've got the same thing going on here. Oh, yes, Kylie Ann, they will try and hang on. So it was the reverse with my mother-in-law. She wanted everyone to leave. She didn't want anyone to be there when she actually passed. Now, her eldest daughter refused, as we expected, and I used my abilities. Sometimes I can be naughty. I used my abilities and I asked that there was nowhere for the daughter to get her dialysis fluid because she does home dialysis. So I asked that in the town we were in, there suddenly be no dialysis fluid so that she would have to leave, because it wasn't fair on her mum, who had asked for everyone to leave. She didn't only want us to leave the room, she wanted us to leave town. So a little while later, we were like a convoy leaving, except the daughter. And then I felt Joyce go. So I sent out messages to the family and asked, and they said that their sister had to leave town because they went to get dialysis fluid for her in the hospital. Said, oh, I'm sorry, we seem to be out. And there's none. So our loved ones, sometimes, they need to be able to go by themselves. And that's really difficult for those of us left behind. And it's the same as our pets. Sometimes our pets seem to have a tragic death, which is actually to bring us greater knowing, greater understanding. And I know it sounds really hard, but it's actually to help us understand unconditional love and acceptance, to let go. the hardest part of this world. Hi Sandy, yes, love to talk to you. The hardest part of this life is letting go. When we're in anxiety, overwhelm, fear, anything that is, you know, the opposite to the soul, which is pure joy and unconditional love, then we're having trouble letting go of something. So anytime that you're stuck, I want you to ask yourself what you're holding on to and what it is that you're struggling to let go of in this world. You'll be amazed how quickly you heal. You'll be amazed at what changes in your life. So before I sign off today, I just want to thank you all so much, Jenny, Kylie-Ann, Sandy, Amanda, all of you, for your beautiful messages, for your engagement. It's been so nice to have such lovely conversation and your sharing. I will go back through your comments and comment back for you. And I'd like to ask you again, if you haven't already, please go across to the Heal page. Become one of my community there. Please come across to the expo page, my booth page for the expo. It's an awesome day, and you'll see all of the posts for that coming up very soon. And then the spiritual journal. Have you all ordered your spiritual journal? I'm one of the 12 contributors to the spiritual journal. It is absolutely amazing. The concepts, the guidance that is in there for you is brilliant. So make sure you've ordered that. Thank you, Edward. Great to see you. You're welcome, Amanda. Oh, Ailish, thank you so much. That is really lovely. Thank you. Lovely to have you here. So everyone, be kind to your heart. Be true to your heart. And really, you know, rather than looking for a band-aid or a title for something to be an excuse for what's going on in your life, stop and ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What am I resisting? And let love shine. Let love shine into your heart. Thank you, Kylie. It was lovely to have you here. I look forward to seeing you again and everyone again. But love to you and a beautiful day. May you be filled in the light of God in all that you do. Thank you, Kat, and I'll see you all next week, same time. Bye for now.